The body won't rest in peace yet. The full moon gives the tribe their signal. The Namchis get ready to complete the funeral rite. Under the skins, the black terracotta vase which covers the head appears to be intact. Care must be taken not to break it. The brother of the deceased places the head on the fork of the tree nearest to the dead person's home. There it will remain until the great feast of the dead, when the skulls of all those who have died throughout the year are collected and buried in a common grave. At the onset of puberty, both girls and boys face their first initiation test. Filing and removal of teeth, tattoos and scarification anticipate the ritual of circumcision, which marks the passage of childhood to adult life. Life is hard, and you must know how to face it with courage. As usual, it's the blacksmith, in his role as witch doctor, who takes care of everything. It's he who supervises the tooth avulsion of the young girls entering puberty. Though the ritual retains its full significance, nowadays the teeth are removed solely for aesthetic reasons. But many experts feel it may have another use. Tetanus infection, which blocks the jaw, is very common amongst the primitive African tribes. By removing a few teeth, the person suffering from the disease can still be nourished. When they do not indicate a kinship to a certain tribe, tattoos are a sign of a young man's courage. They're a test of manhood and must be borne without tears. For a woman, tattoos and scars are signs of beauty and unmistakable erotic signals. The young Maori girl is having her face scarred for the first time. Women from the Yao tribes have it done on their buttocks. Their men love it. Soot is put on the wounds to stretch and heal them, but it's also a test of truth. A young woman will betray her emotions in the presence of the man she loves, as the scar will change color. When the scars are renewed, the marks become even more evident. And according to where the scars appear on the body, they can cause excitement in those who see or touch them. The concept of beauty varies from tribe to tribe. The deformed lip due to the insertion of discs is rarely seen these days, except in women of the older generation. Nowadays, women prefer to adorn their breasts, stomachs and legs. But all women, whether young or old, have a desire to please and impress. She tries again. It's a matter of principle. She wants to demonstrate that in spite of her advanced age, her lips are as elastic as they ever were. Tattoos are the clothing of those who go about naked, and the designs are as varied and personal as the women themselves. Not satisfied with their scars and necklaces, the Mandara women dye their teeth red, using the flowers of the tobacco plant and kola nuts. The Muyenge women prefer using long carpenter's nails, but dream of owning ivory ones. Whether welcomed or rejected, an albino is never born by accident. The Manja and Baya tribes believe that Nadiba, the genie of water, slips into their homes at night to impregnate their women, and that's how albinos are born. Fair-skinned, watery, and sad. But there's a little sadness in everyone as the great day gets closer. The November moon lights the sky like a Fali girl's jewelry. Night is darkness and nothingness. The young men's frenetic dancing will carry on into the day before the ritual operation begins. The predominant color is black, the symbol of the ignorance and impurity of the young novice. For this reason, his body is covered in ash and dust. The whip symbolically chases away the evil spirits. The moment has come for the young person to renew himself both physically and socially. In a few hours, the children will become Ganzas. They will be circumcised and accepted into the clan and the adult community. Today is the great day for we young people. Those who slept in the village will sleep in the forest tonight. Now you are a Ganza. You are a man. I once said Ganzas don't exist, but today I saw the knife and was not afraid. Because when a knife wounds, it is a good knife. It is only useless when it cannot cut. Sometimes this operation, already rudimental in itself, requires a painful follow-up. Van Zorro, the circumciser, has been a little careless. The wound must be dressed with kanga, a herb from the forest. It must be washed, applied to the wound, and held in place by 2 sticks to aid the healing process. The animals of the forest frightened you. A snake made you tremble and flee. Now that you have felt the knife, you've become a man, and you must walk without fear. The children's bodies are then covered in kaolin, because white is the symbol of rebirth, of purity. Whiplashes and drums announce the arrival of those who have been circumcised. Fertile women and those who are impure must look away. Only the old female helper may look on, and she is the one to lead the new young men in their final dance. Today I will become a Ganza. I will leave my mother's house. I will never see my father and brothers again. Who will fetch their water? Who will clean their home? Among the Manja, Gbaya, Banda, and Sara tribes, circumcisions are carried out in October during the full moon. The ritual consists of cutting the clitoris, the labia minora. And these operations were carried out using a piece of glass, but nowadays they are performed rather roughly by an elderly woman using a sharp razor. The girls are accompanied by female helpers. But what is the precise significance of circumcision? Modern science, say the ethnologists, generally agrees with the surprising explanation given by the natives, that at birth everyone possesses the atrophied sex organs of the opposite sex. Circumcision therefore helps the female to get rid of the clitoris, the remains of the male genitals, female waste. Only in this way can a boy become a true man and a girl become a woman. Circumcision therefore straightens out the entangled affairs between the sexes. Resolving the dualism between men and women in this crude way helps get rid of the emotional instability and psychological problems found in those who have not been circumcised. And again, science appears also to agree with this. From the practical point of view, the natives consider circumcision more hygienic. They believe that it leads to a greater sexual pleasure in men and an increase in the chances of conceiving. But the moral of the whole business can probably be summed up by the Nandi chief. We don't want anything of ours hanging down from women, so out with the knife. Hemorrhages are very common. To stop the flow of blood, the girls sit in a nearby stream. The fresh running water is believed by the Manja helpers to possess great healing properties. Very rarely do the girls rebel, and if they do, it's out of fear. Rebellion is beaten out of them. Others faint in the arms of their helpers after prolonged shock. But the majority of the girls bear the long and painful ritual with stoicism. Their wizogore, as the clitorises are called, are thrown in the stream. According to native belief, they will turn into bloodsuckers. Courage comes from pride, and the medicine that freezes the heart, the mysterious substance that the girls swallow before the start of the ritual. Before becoming a Ganza, they told us many things, that we would suffer greatly, that we could die. But now we feel no pain, our fear has gone. If we see a large phallus on our way back to the village, we will make love well because we are neat and clean. The initiation rite begins and ends with singing and dancing. Go and tell our mother, brothers, relatives, and men of the village to hurry here to see us dance. They will see how beautiful and well adorned we are. They will see how lively and bold we are. The circumcised girl is fertile. She brings luck. From this came the custom of pinning banknotes to her head, putting money in her mouth. They may just multiply. Ritual dances, and all African dances in general, are full of intense sexuality. But many ethnologists have been mistaken in interpreting it as eroticism taken to the limit. Sexuality is a logical and natural expression in Africa, and totally devoid of mystification. To demonstrate they have reached manhood, the young men of the Pale tribe are beaten on the armpits. Anyone who moves is rejected. The admiring women stand and watch, perhaps looking for a future husband. The gentle spirituality of the Christian service contrasts greatly with these violent and bloody rituals. From time to time, Muslims, animists, and fetishists find their way to these isolated oases in this Islam-dominated desert. They are attracted by the new and different faith, but there aren't many of them here in the Sudan, nor in the heart of Islamic Africa. Be brave and watch. To leave their childhood behind and forsake the past, the Kabrai tribe strangle their own pet dogs. Only by doing this may they become a member of the class of adults, the Evalu. Up till then they had only been Evsi, impure boys. To forget one's childhood. As in all the other rites of initiation, this experience is a trauma, destined to remain imprinted on the boy's mind for the rest of his life. Goodbye, childhood. The dog's nipples are cut off, maybe in an attempt to forget their mother in a symbolic way. Fidelity, on the other hand, resides in the animal's nose. When a jealous husband goes to the witch doctor's wife for advice about what to do about his wife, she will probably recommend dog's nose. Chopped very finely, a dog's nose is an excellent antidote against marital infidelity. The main thing is not to be caught while you're adding it to the soup. The initiation soup of the Kabrai tribe is made from the dogs they have strangled. As dogs also eat human excrement, dog meat is considered impure. By eating dog meat, the young Kabrai boy not only demonstrates his uncleanliness, he also acquires the animal's strength and agility. To show off their skills, they challenge each other to a fight. Winner or loser, the young Kabrai has already risen in his social position. He may now marry, but only 5 years later will he be considered a true adult and finally become part of the Kondo class. The feast of the Kondona takes place every 5 years and concludes the long initiation rite. Bells, dolls, antelope horns are all part of the ritual. The boys are now men, the girls women. They meet at the feasts and ceremonies of the various clans. But to see something of the rest of the world, they must visit the markets. African markets are cities built on sand. They can be built and destroyed in a matter of days or hours. It's a great opportunity for meeting people, buying things, learning the language of one's neighbors, and showing off one's skills as a vendor or craftsman. Hands are still the most important tools of the people of primitive Africa, but even the feet are used for tasks other than walking. It is 50 degrees centigrade in the shade. The only liquid left is the moisture around the eyes, and the flies know it. But it's useless to try and wave them away. They'll be back in a matter of seconds. Skulls, talismans, grigri, birds for stuffing. The markets satisfy the requests of collectors and provide the tools for fetishist superstitions. Bats are in abundance. In fact, it becomes difficult for the stall owners to sell them at all. They're delicious, cooked on a spit. Women go to the markets too to buy fine artificial phalluses. But you have to know how to bargain, because these kinds of sculptures, however crude, have been expensive items since ancient times. The phallus cult, which spread throughout Africa, was introduced by the great Egyptian civilization. Small altars in his honor spring up everywhere, renewing the legendary consecration of Isis and the Priapo cult from pagan Rome. It is to Phallus, the symbol of fertility and power, that women of all ages address their daily prayers. O Legba, answer my prayer. A girl receives her first lesson in sexual education from her mother. Having grown up in an atmosphere of truth and in contact with a nature full of violence and the presence of blood, the girl is not disturbed by her first menstrual cycle. She accepts the maternal teaching with grace and tries to understand the ritual significance of the event, because blood, like water and the earth, brings strength and life. At this moment, the Fon tribe perform the Lasso di Te ritual. The purpose of this ritual is to bless the girl and assure her a long life and an abundance of children.
Havana di Bay.